Hello, everyone. This is Will.
This is Alex.
Welcome back to another episode of They Mostly Come Out at Night.
Woo! Mostly.
Oh, 1985. You've been so good to us, especially the later movies.
The
the
last
last
few movies
few
there.
movies. Holy crap. But it is time to end 1985. Before we get to that, though, go to your podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts, or YouTube. YouTube's the best way to reach out. Although one of you did reach out on Facebook, so
Yes.
appreciate it. Saw that comment. Yeah, thank you for listening on Facebook, on anything you listen to.
Wherever you follow along.
Just know that movie you recommended has been added.
Yes.
So don't worry, we saw your comment. It's been added. We'll get to it.
It's on the list. Don't worry about it.
It's on the list. Yeah, so we really appreciate the community we're building. Thank you so much for listening. YouTube's the best way to get through to us, so go like, comment, subscribe on there, or just wherever you get podcasts. It's fine. They Mostly Come Out at Night podcast. Without further ado, let's get into the last movie of 1985. And holy shit, what a way to go out.
So we both, I think we're both on the same page here that
I've seen this a lot.
we have a storied history. I've watched this movie since I was a kid.
Same. Probably too young to watch it, to be honest, but you know,
My parents
whatever.
didn't care.
I watched Predator when I was like 11.
Yeah,
so.
same. I watched this
Yeah.
and Predator, and both of them, kind of, I'd say both movies inspire similar feelings of joy in me.
Oh, absolutely. Are you kidding me? You're soulless if you watch this and don't get any enjoyment whatsoever out of it.
Yeah. So the movie is Commando.
Yes.
Now, I used to watch this. I watched this so much when I was a kid because it's so easy. You just put it on. 12 minutes in, our heroes fucking people up all the way to the end credits.
It's such an incredible movie because it doesn't let up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even from the very beginning, there's so little like story that isn't centered around the action that literally it's like maybe 5 minutes of the movie combined.
It's incredible.
The rest of it is just like absolute chaos the entire fucking movie, and I love it.
It's so, and it's funny because, you know, I loved it as a kid, obviously, because it appealed so much to my little baby lizard brain because it has everything I think is cool. But watching as an adult is even better because you really realize how smartly written it is.
Well, and like, I mean, the story's so simple, right? It's just a Spec Ops commando who does a bunch of like backdoor, like, dirty jobs. He's retired. He comes out of retirement because his daughter gets kidnapped, and they tell him to take out a
president.
A president. So there's a coup, and so he just goes back to get his daughter. That's it.
He kills everybody.
It's so simple, but he just fucking annihilates everyone along the way. There's no one outside of his crosshairs. It's just fucking just insanity the entire time. And it's like 90 minutes, perfect amount of time for it. The pace is just breakneck.
Oh, God.
It's like the pace does not slow down ever.
My favorite bit is because, you know, like they kidnap his daughter because, you know, he loves his daughter. And how do you show that he loves his daughter? Got it. The opening credits is a montage of him and his daughter doing like,
well, don't forget,
wholesome like daddy-daughter activities.
I mean, obviously you can't forget that like literally before the opening credits, they just kill 3 people.
Yeah, it's like, and you know, you don't know who they are initially, but it's like old members of his Spec Ops team.
Yeah, so one guy gets like blown up on a boat.
Yeah, a guy gets blown up on a boat.
Well,
there's a guy
supposedly, yeah.
Well, you find out later.
Yeah.
But there's a guy he's taking out his trash.
He gets shot, and then there's another guy.
There's a guy who's like a car salesman now, and he gets run over all by the same guy. All 3 by the same guy. And then credits.
You know, and then the general, and just in passing, right before the action starts, is like, they're taking out all your team.
We think you're in danger, so yeah, I'm gonna leave like 2 of my men here, and literally he flies away.
Start movie, like just fucking starts like just
Gunshots.
shooting everyone. And I love when like he confronts the guy that's like, well, you're gonna want to know what I have to say.
Yeah, like we got your daughter. Like if you want her back, you gotta cooperate, right?
Wrong.
Wrong. Shoots him in the head.
Shoots him in the head. Just doesn't even give a fuck. Literally, they cut his brakes, and he just fucking pushes his car down this giant hill.
And again, it's like so efficient because he just like he gets to his car, and you think like, oh, he's gonna chase them, and he opens the hood, and he just pulls out like a bundle of wires.
And you're like, oh, okay, can't chase him. They cut his brake. They cut out his engine,
did something.
basically.
And of course, I mean, it's Arnold
That
Schwarzenegger.
won't stop him. He's a juggernaut.
Pushes the fucking.
He's a fucking freight train. You can't stop it.
I mean, the opening of the movie when you first see him on screen, it's just like close-ups of his fucking biceps.
I love it because like the first shot of him they decided to go with is like, how do we show Arnold Schwarzenegger and all the like glistening muscles on this man?
The shit that he's known for.
Let's have him holding a gigantic log on one shoulder, so his bicep is fully like descended, and then a chainsaw in the other hand. I mean, listen, you don't get much more macho than that. A fucking giant fucking tree stump log on one shoulder.
Yeah, it's like 20 feet long.
And then a fucking chainsaw in your other hand.
Oh, God.
Dude, what an introduction.
It's just, like...
Any guy wishes he looked that cool.
It's just
like,
fucking insane. It's so insane.
Anybody wishes they looked that cool.
Yeah, no, this is such like
that is
fucking
like the definition of just fucking.
What is that fucking term, like wish fulfillment or whatever?
Yeah.
It's the whole fucking thing is just fucking insane like wish fulfillment like for like people like us.
I have to love in this movie how like, any other movie in 1985 would go for like topless women, really hot women. There's one woman in the entire the movie, one main woman in the entire movie, and honestly we never see her like topless.
No, it's funny, and I also like this bit is not only is she never topless, there's no romantic subplot.
Yeah, that's what I love too. But also we see Arnold like shirtless countless times.
Well, yeah.
He's always shirtless.
Yeah, no, there's like
Listen, man, if you're that jacked, you gotta show it off.
You may have noticed, well, as Red Boy may say, you might have noticed, but your brain did. He gets more shirtless as the movie goes on.
Yes.
See? They knew.
I mean, even at that, like, when he gets into full Commando gear, he's only wearing a vest, so
which he loses in like 5 minutes.
His biceps are still fully present every single time.
They conveniently take off the vest when he has to don the giant goddamn machine gun.
No, it's when he goes Jason Voorhees on the people and fucking throws like band saws at fucking people and like stabs the guy with a pitchfork.
In the most like over the top violent fucking scene of 1985.
I love that scene. Obviously, this isn't going to be in sequential order.
It's impossible.
When he throws the fucking circular saw.
Yeah.
Not like the machine, but like the saw blade. Sorry.
Yeah, no.
When he throws that saw blade at the guy and you see his fucking scalp like come off, like I'm like, how did they do that?
It's insane, and like
his literally on screen, it like hits him and a part of his scalp comes off.
It flies off, yeah, and
then he fucking hits the other guy in the fucking neck.
In the neck, and he's like bleeding. No, that whole
like something out of a fucking horror movie.
That whole scene's insane because like he gets like hit with a grenade and he's quote unquote injured, right?
Well, yeah. I mean,
as injured as our hero can be, and he gets in this shed, and these guys surround it. He just looks around and you see like a pitchfork, saw blades, axe, like hatchet, like all these weapons, right? And they shoot it up, and they're like, okay, go check. And one guy opens it and he just fucking gets pitchforked right in like the throat. And bleeding out.
Throws the saws, and then
he throws the saws. I think he hits one guy. He hits him with an axe in the nuts.
Oh yeah, and then like cuts off another dude's arm with a machete.
And the guy's like, fuck.
Literally, it's like just a random 5-minute scene. They just went full on horror. Like just fucking like Jason just becomes a serial killer. I mean, he is a serial killer technically in the movie, but but he goes full on like primal instinct, just fucking kill him by any means necessary.
And then he grabs a giant fucking machine gun and
just fucking, and of course like rippling fucking muscles.
Oh my God.
Just like shit vibrating with
it's
the
like
fucking machine gun.
I mean, it's such like an 80s action movie image of like, you know, the big gun, and it has like that belt.
Well, he even has like the war paint all over him and shit, like because he got all. I love that scene when he first gets. Oh
my God!
When he first gets to the beach. So
that scene.
Basically,
there's a reason.
Again, this isn't sequential, but I'll kind of explain it. You should go watch the movie if you haven't.
If you haven't seen Commando, please, dear Lord, watch this movie.
There's like a compound on an island, where this guy that kidnapped the daughter is, and he has this giant army with him because he's trying to overthrow this other government. Does it explain where it was?
Well, it's a fake country.
Right, yeah.
The government is a fake country.
Yeah. So yeah,
it's island off the coast of like California.
He's trying to like overthrow the government, and that's why he wants him to kill this president. And so I love how it's just like I miss the one man army, but it's great when they like he gets to the beach after rowing like almost naked on that boat, which is in full view, by the way, though, like almost the whole time he's in the boat.
Yes.
And then of course
with his bags of goodies.
Yeah. And then he like throws the bags on the ground, and then it just is like this quick shot, like quick cut.
It's so well done.
Just
honestly.
Him getting all the weapons onto his body.
Yeah, just him getting tooled up, like, you know, puts on his boots, he puts on the vest, he clips the grenades on, he loads all the guns, loads the rockets.
We kind of talked about this, like I miss when movies did like the one man army kind of thing. Because it seems like we don't get that as much. Like maybe every once in a while, but we used to get it a lot where it was just like...
especially on this extent.
Yeah.
Because not only that, like...
But I mean, you think about it, even like the other Rambo movies, not the first one, but like the other
but they are in the same...
It's just, it's a one-man army. It's just one dude taking out an entire fucking like army.
It's one buff dude annihilating people, and you just watch it in glee.
Well, again, it's like if you're into like shooter games, like first-person shooter games, it's like the ultimate, like that's why we like it, and that's why these movies work so well.
Yeah, if you ever played like, you know, Contra or Serious Sam, like those kind of games of just like muscle dudes fucking mowing people down. Or even like
Duke Nukem.
Oh
like
God, Duke Nukem is so
so like Commando. So it's like, if you enjoy those games, you'll obviously enjoy this because it is that. It's just a one dude taking out an entire army and overthrowing an evil, like, shadow government.
Yeah, an evil shadow government, like a wannabe dictator.
Yeah.
Murdering a bunch of mercenaries and getting his daughter back.
But I do love the first scene where, like, he's on the plane and they're, like, trying to monitor him. And he just fucking murders the guy on the fucking plane. Oh, he's dead tired.
That's a great scene, too, because, like, you know, they keep, like, cutting to, like, the guy watching the plane leave and making sure that the plane takes off.
And, like, the second he turns around, John gets onto the wheels and, like,
which is a crazy fucking scene. Because, yeah, I mean, I don't know how they did it, but you see him, like, on this fucking... on the wheels of the plane as it's, like, speeding down the runway. Because, yeah, he, you know, fucking kills... It's, like, the guy they assign to watch him. And he, you know... hits him with his elbow and then breaks his neck and gives that classic one-liner, "Don't disturb my friend. He's dead tired."
Mm-hmm.
He also asks, "How long is the flight?" And they say 11 hours, which adds like the...
Well, again, like, I like this director because, well, I mean, I like these movies because they don't assume you're dumb. Mm-hmm. You can put two together. They're going to monitor when he gets off the flight, which is in 11 hours, so you can deduce that he has 11 hours to find the kid before they realize
that he's not
on the plane.
And which, at that point...
Yeah, so you put it all together. You don't need... It doesn't have an explanation. He even sets... I mean, it doesn't. There's no dialogue at all. He just sets his watch to 11 hours, and there you go.
Yeah, and
That's the time limit.
And periodically through the movie, you see the time getting lower, but it's like it just adds that level of like
tension. Like there's like stakes involved, right? So he wants to save his daughter, but he only has a limited amount of time to do it because they're just gonna kill her if they realize he's not on the plane.
Yep.
And it's awesome. And then like the scene at the mall is great.
Oh my god. Yeah, that like
when he basically abducts this girl, because this woman.
Yeah, because it's like, so there's a guy who's part of like the group, and he's like a total sleazebag.
He like hits on her at the
very recognizable actor.
Yeah,
and yeah, he hits on her, but
at the airport, she has none of it, and then. John Matrix.
What a fucking name.
Insane,
what a fucking name.
Good name. Rips out the fucking, like, her passenger side seat to hide from this guy.
So that our big buff dude can look slightly more conspicuous.
They follow him to a fucking bar and grill in the mall just because it's a cool location.
Oh, no, it's a great location. But again, it's simple because it's like... I like that they don't tell you. But when he goes to the mall, he has like a meeting with a guy and he exchanges passports. Because, him and his fucking goons need passports.
Right.
But it's like, they don't tell you.
Well, and she gets freaked out because she tells the security.
Hey, this guy's kidnapped me.
So they all like walk up on, like, I love how intimidating John Matrix is because they're all like, oh, I'm gonna need backup on this one.
No, my favorite is that one guy, you see him like, because he calls like for backup on the radio. And
the guy's like flirting with
two other women. And it cuts to this one guy flirting with like two women. He's like, okay, want to see him kick some ass? And he's like watching him. And
Spoiler alert, he does not kick some ass.
Well, he's like describing the guy. He's like, okay, he's like 6'2", brown hair, green shirt. He's one gigantic motherfucker.
He's one gigantic motherfucker. Oh, it's so great. They all get annihilated, too. I mean, they don't kill any of the security... Well, no, the bad guys kill the security guards, but
you
John
do get a lot of, like, squibs and shit.
John doesn't kill any of the security. Yeah, because we don't want to see him killing the other good guys. You gotta
keep it, yeah.
So... So they all tussle. I love the scene in the mall when he like rips that like banner off.
Yeah, there's these like
swings onto the fucking elevator.
That is it's a fucking insane stunt because it's like
there's all these like balloon decorations all over the fucking mall.
Yeah, and he's on like this like like the third story of the mall, and he just rips one, and you see it in one shot, like the guy swing all the way from one side of the mall to the other and land. And it's like one of those elevators that you can like stand on top of.
Yeah.
And then when the bad guy's driving away, you get another fucking crazy stunt where the car is driving away and like the guy runs in front of it. And I mean, he hits like the stunt man.
Yeah, exactly.
You see him hit him and he just, hits him, he falls and gets back up.
God, it's so good. And then, sorry. I just knocked some stuff off.
Will accidentally collided with some of his
nerd stuff. Not my nerd stuff.
Not the fucking the sacred.
Not my sacred action. I mean collectibles.
They're collectibles, okay? They're worth fucking money, okay? God damn it.
But yeah, there's so many good scenes in this movie. Like the mall scene, I mean, even the beginning, like the whole movie is just awesome from like front to back. I do really love and kind of want to talk about the one-man army bit where he takes everyone out and
that's what you waited for.
Explodes everyone with like he fucking explodes like 3 buildings with the fucking claymores.
Yeah, you see him rig the claymores. Fucking uses throwing knives.
Yeah, that's the scene where there's the Jason Voorhees bit, and the fucking the Gatling gun bit.
That I mean that scene. It's what you came for. Yeah, like it's such a great.
I do really love the subtly like comedic bits, like when he's wanting to go like shopping for like ammunition and guns. He just takes a bulldozer and rams it through a fucking like a sporting store,
like a surplus goods. Yeah,
and just fucking like steals a bunch of shit. And I love this scene too because he gets captured by the fucking police.
Yes, he gets arrested.
And then she's like, the woman is following him the entire time
with all the weapons in the back of the car.
and then she stops like at a red light by them, and they're like, "Ooh, hi! Oh, look, it's a like a prostitute."
Yeah, no, the guy's like, "Look, it's a hooker."
A hooker.
And
Oh yeah, she's nice.
You just know.
They pull away, and then she like starts getting into the back of the car, and you know exactly what's coming. And they're like, "Oh, she's got something for us." This whole scene is so funny.
Yeah,
and then she like shoots the rocket launcher backwards.
Yeah, because it's just like it has like holes.
Because it explodes
like a bus stop,
a phone booth or a bus stop, and then she turns it around and fires it at the fucking.
And it flips it over.
And then I love it because John, at this point, is totally uninjured by this accident.
Yes.
And just steps out of the side of the fucking van.
He's like covered in smoke. No, there's a lot of great comedic stuff in this. Like, you know, after the fucking mayhem at the mall, you know, they're like driving and she's in the car and she just like is doing like a run through of everything that happened. He's like, "You kidnap me, you get into a fight at the mall, you swing like Tarzan, there's people getting shot, like all this shit. Are you gonna tell me what's going on?" And he just, no.
I also love the bit where the sleaze bag guy that's watching the plane.
Oh god. Our setup and payoff.
When like John gets captured, he's like, "Hey Benny, I'm gonna kill you last."
Yeah, because he's like, you know, like don't take too long at the airport, or you know, we might have some fun with your daughter. Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
He's like, "I like you. You're a funny guy.
I'm gonna kill you last." And then like Benny's like, "Oh yeah, whatever." And then when they chase him down and finally like get to him because they tip his car over, he like holds him over a cliff.
Yeah, but before he holds him over, he like, you know, checks his pockets and sees a key to a hotel room.
I do love this because he like gets the hotel room. He knows exactly where to go.
He knows exactly
but he
what's
still
happening.
wants to interrogate Benny to see if
Just
if he'll tell him where like his daughter is specifically. Yeah. And he holds him over. He's like, "Hey, Benny, remember when I said I'd kill you last?" He's like, "Yeah, John. Yeah, you did."
I lied.
And just fucking drops him off the fucking cliff.
Yeah, because he's like, he won't tell him where his daughter is. But he's like, "I'm going to meet so-and-so at a hotel." He's like, "Oh, I know. Because you won't make it." And then he like flashes the key in his face. It's just like a fuck you.
Like, I know exactly where you're going.
I know where you're going. And then when he goes to the hotel, there's even more because like,
the guy that was killing all the people at the beginning. So we do learn that like they didn't kill the one
on the boat.
The one guy on the boat because he like joined forces with them basically.
But they wanted to fake his death to spook.
And he's like psychotic, and he used to work with John, but even John knows he's like fucking crazy in the head. And you know, that's his whole character arc, right? He's just fucking crazy.
He loves stabbing people.
And he loves stabbing people. He loves a knife. That's important. He loves his knife.
He doesn't like guns too much.
But I love when like the guy comes to the hotel, knocks on the door. So like John has this bright idea to make her answer the door
and make it look like her and the other guy were
because
like,
Benny's like a sleazebag horn dog that like hits on every woman.
So he like tells her to like mess up the bed and like he like opens up her shirt a little to make it look like they were, you know, having sex. And you know, she opens the door and it's like, oh yeah, he's taking a shower.
I like how it's not. There's no even like build up to the scene. No. Like literally, they close the door and like John taps him on the shoulder and punches his face.
Yeah, there's a fucking bit where he's like, "You scared, motherfucker?"
And I guess like just like random comedic shit. They like, well, as they're fighting, they like intrude on another person. They bust through like the guest door or whatever. It's like an adjoining door to the rooms. They bust in on them and like someone's like filming a porno basically because there's like a camera set up and like the woman is like writing the guy.
It's fucking gold.
It's so good. And then the guy's like, he's like, "Oh yeah, I bet you're scared.
This green beret's gonna kick your big ass.
This green beret's gonna kick your big ass." And John's like, "I eat green berets for breakfast, and I'm really hungry."
Where they're like tussling around, the woman's like, "These guys eat too much red meat."
Yeah, she's like, cut it with all this macho
I can't believe this
bullshit.
macho bullshit.
It's so fucking funny.
Or he's like,
Oh,
he
shit.
has a gun on him. Fuck you, asshole. Empty. Fuck you, asshole.
Fuck you, asshole.
And then he punches him, and he gets like fucking impaled. Of course, he's dead.
Well, he can't answer the question. Where is his daughter?
That's all good.
So then they have to go to, because they find an
invoice for
an invoice
airplane
for
fuel.
Airplane fuel, and they go to a factory.
And also, I mean, it's funny because again, good writing, because it comes in handy because the woman she wants to be a pilot.
Uh-huh.
So she knows from like the stuff they see there that it's for a what's it called, an amphibious plane.
Yeah.
It's a special type of fuel. And because she's trained to be a pilot, she kind of knows how to fly a plane. So he needs her to get to our island so he can turn into fucking, one-man army. And
Well, and
murder,
then,
like,
of course, they find the island and fly to it after, like, fighting off a little bit. The warehouse scene is, like, the least violent scene in the entire movie.
well, he just knocks out a person, but it's mostly just them, finding out where to go. Because there's, like, coordinates for this island, and he knows, like, okay, there's shit
So
going
once they
on.
get out of the way, it's fine.
It's all good. Then,
Then the chaos happens at the island, and then it does not stop until the very end. Because you get the fucking, like we said, the blowing up the buildings with claymores, the fucking Jason Voorhees scene, the Gatling gun scene, the roof where he's on the rooftop annihilating people.
there's a great bit where he pulls out, because he uses up his 50 other guns, all the ammo, so he takes out his shotgun, and you just see, like, fucking
blasts
people,
everyone
like,
away.
fly, getting launched in the air.
He also does use the rocket launcher again, where he like blows up a jeep,
and
then blows up the
door.
gate.
Yeah.
I do like the scene with him fighting with the sleazebag wannabe dictator.
Oh, the fucking...
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's a bit I love where they're having, like, a shootout, and and the wannabe dictator is, like, he's running to the right, and they have all these, like,
It's like these glass panels.
these glass panels, and he just shooting at him, and, like, all the glass is
They're like shattering as he's running. It looks really cool.
And they all just do it in one shot, and of course, he doesn't need to use the door. He just fucking breaks through it, and then he kills the fucking dude with the shotgun, and they do that,
They cut. Well, I love how they also do that thing where the explosion was so cool in the buildings. They show it like
multiple angles,
5 different angles of these shit. Because if you're gonna blow up a building in your movie, might as well get as much as you can out of it. You took the time to build it and blow it up. Might as well show it off.
You might as well show off because, I mean, again, you see it. They build these buildings in this, like, watchtower. They built this whole set, and they blow it
to smithereens. And this guy, like, they do the same thing with this guy falling off the balcony by getting shot with a shotgun, like, 3 times.
Well, they do that thing where, like, you see it, like, multiple angles of him getting shot with a shotgun and, like, these blood squibs exploding. Because that's what you want to see.
It is.
You want to see that shit.
It is what you want to see, and we get it, because it understands.
It understands what my fucking baby brain wanted. And then there's, like, it's like this, like, underground boiler room thing. And
again, we get this, like, it's like a horror scene where the little girl is running away from the fucking evil guy.
Well, another thing they do, which I also loved a lot, is, like, because, they lock her in this room, and there's no furniture, no nothing. But eventually, like, she figures out a way to, like, take the door handle off.
And then, like, pry a piece of the wood out of, like, they boarded up the windows, but she pries it off.
And she, like, slowly pries it off as the movie's going along, so that when, inevitably, when the plane lands and the goons just see a dead body coming off the plane and no John Matrix, they call and they're like,
kill her.
Okay, kill her. And then, of course, when he gets there, she's not there. But he chases her down this boiler room, catches her, and he shoots John in, like, the shoulder. And he just keeps goading him, like,
John knows how to stroke this man's ego.
he's like, come on, you don't need a gun.
It's like, you can beat me with just a
He's
knife.
like, come on, you know what you like. He like shows the knife. He's like, come on, get it, stick it, twist it.
I love how like the
"I don't
guy
need a
like
gun."
goes all like wide eyed. He's like, I don't need a gun, and he throws the gun at
I don't need the girl.
At John.
I don't need no gun.
He grabs his knife with both hands like a fucking madman, and runs straight for John.
Yeah, they have a fight, and then there's a fucking there's a part where they tumble down like a lower section, and there's like a electrical transformer, and John kicks him into it, and he gets like electrocuted, and he just like it's like he gets like a burst of energy from it, and they fight some more, and then oh my god.
Well, and then the guy's like, I'm not gonna shoot you in between the eyes, John.
He grabs his machine gun
because he knows he can't win at that point.
He can't win.
So as he's like saying like, I'm not gonna shoot you in between the eyes, John. I'm gonna shoot you in between the balls. And like John is just grabbing this giant pipe.
He looks to the right and sees like this pipe along the wall. What's gonna happen?
Just like yanks it off the wall. It's all jagged and shit, and he just fucking javelins this guy.
He launches it at him. Yeah, it impales him right in the stomach. He's bleeding. There's fucking steam blowing out of it. And he says, let off some steam, Bennett.
Yep. And then I love these kind of movies too because there's no like long drawn out ending, right?
Oh,
they just go to the beach. The commander's like, leave any for us, and John's like, only bodies. And then they see the girl, she lands the plane, and then the general's like, any chance you'll come back with us? Like, we'd really like to use you as a commando again.
They start playing the music.
And he's like, not a chance.
He looks at the daughter, looks at the girl, and he's like, no chance.
And they just fly away in the movie. Listen, I know it's a short review, but I fucking love this movie because there's not a lot to explain. It's just fun.
You have to watch this movie because, again, it's shockingly well written.
For like just a 90-minute action movie, yeah.
And listen, there's talent. There's massive talent here because the person who wrote this ended up writing Die Hard. So listen,
also,
the fucking talent is there.
We have to give a special shout out because I just learned this tonight. The director.
Oh yeah. For
this movie, for Commando, also directed
one of the first movies that we liked.
Truck Stop Women. No, that is not a joke. He actually, look it up. He directed both.
Truck Stop Women was his first movie.
And we actually did like that movie. I remember that.
One of the first movies on this podcast that we didn't hate.
Yeah, that was actually watchable.
Liked.
Yeah.
And it was the movie that had a 3-minute long musical break in the middle of a song from the perspective of a truck.
Yeah.
Set to photos of tits.
That song is... It's still lit.
Literally, like, I'm a truck.
I'm a truck.
Cue boobs.
And then it, like, show, like... So it's boobs and, like, actual truckers, right?
Yeah. Well,
didn't it show, like, real truckers or whatever?
I'm assuming they were.
I would assume, but I remember that, where it's like, no, I have to look up the song again. Dude, it's so fucking good.
Yeah, it was, like, talking about how, like, you know, they, like, run on diesel and something.
It was, like, the biggest, like, trucker appreciation thing
Literally
I've seen.
just a song from perspective.
Just randomly in some fucking random 70s movie.
Yes.
Just a fucking montage, homage to boobs and truck drivers.
For no reason. There was literally it was literally a car chase, and then the screen cut to black, and then that started, and we both were like, wait a minute. And then it ends, and back to movie.
You just... Listen.
What's
more American
than that?
Than... truck drivers and titties. Okay.
That's the fucking the most American shit.
What is
that? Is some
this man is a goddamn American hero. Okay,
he made Commando. We already know that.
He did make Commando, but he also made
Truck Stop.
Truck Stop Women.
Oh my
If you haven't seen
gosh.
Truck Stop Women, I would like it'd be interesting to like I kind of want to go back and watch it now, knowing he directed like both of them, and just see like what he learned basically.
Well, it's just like, because again, I mean, I know the other thing, Truck Stop Woman was also like 90, 80 minutes long.
Yeah.
And it's just the impression I get.
I remember it having like some really good like chase scenes and stuff,
Yeah.
which this one also did have.
Because the
Like
thing
a
about
good chase scene.
the thing that like with this movie, and I guess that movie too, but also a lot of these movies in general, is it's just there's no fat.
Yeah, they just go.
It's like from the opening, from the fucking 20th Century Fox logo to when they start shooting at John, it's 12 minutes.
Yeah, and then it does not stop from there.
12 minutes.
We don't even get a break in the 12 minutes. 3 people die, and then like he's training.
Yeah,
his
it starts
fucking...
with people dying.
Yes.
And then introduce Arnold Schwarzenegger and muscles. And then
in the best way possible.
And then
With a fucking log.
a 20-foot log, and then a opening credits montage of him doing the most like Mr. Rogers shit with his daughter. Like, they eat ice cream, they feed a deer, they go fishing, he teaches her some moves, some like martial arts moves. It's like it's so big brained.
Yeah.
It's comical. But I miss this level of. It's weird because it's like it's sincere, right?
Yeah.
The movie's serious,
Right.
like
Well, no, yeah, it's not like played off like it's like a
not a
spoof
joke.
or anything.
like Arnold Schwarzenegger is serious in the movie. The characters are serious, but in the writing, you can tell that there's just enough like level of we know this is insane.
Well, they knew what action fans wanted.
Yes.
In the 80s. I feel like they just tapped into that. Like that they were just like so like connected in to like what we wanted, and you know, they were going to give us all the goods.
Yeah, because I mean, there's so many moments in this that even though you know, we're a bunch of fucking old fucks now, we watch certain scenes in this, and it's like the years are removed, and I feel like a 5-year-old.
Well, think about it too, because like I think that also has to do with like all the people involved with the film, because you give this to
an idiot,
the wrong people,
it would be stupid.
It'd be really fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of really stupid action movies in the 80s, obviously.
Yeah.
But like, you give it to the right people, you get lightning in a bottle, and you fucking have Commando, and it's fucking awesome, and you don't you do not feel that hour and a half. It feels like it's like a 10-minute movie.
It literally feels like a fucking
I wish it was longer.
No, this is one of those movies that I want more. I could live in this universe.
Yeah.
Like, it's almost sad to me that this didn't become a franchise. It's kind of crazy to me that it didn't become a franchise, because there's so much fucking potential for it.
Yeah.
But as it stands, we will.
Commando's incredible.
Commando.
If you love action movies, you need to watch Commando. It's not even like an ask. I'm not even gonna say
No.
I'm not even gonna say like you like go watch it if you like action movies. No, you need to see this if you like action movies.
Honestly, even like people who, even if you're someone who you say that you don't like action movies because you've watched a lot of like newer ones and you're just kind of like jaded or whatever, even to that person, I think you should give this a watch.
Even if you love this movie, go watch it again.
Because here's the thing, I have in the past recommended this movie to people who were kind of skeptical, and they loved it.
Yeah, well, because again, it doesn't waste your time. Mm-hmm. It's an hour and a half.
But they also appreciated the slight like comedic elements.
Well, there's like comedic breaks. They understand that like you like can't have like nonstop
Yeah.
action for an hour and a half. You need to break it apart a little bit, you know.
And they also have the self-awareness though to know that this is 90 minutes of male fucking wish fulfillment bullshit.
Well,
And they are 100% aware of that.
well, I mean, just any action fans fulfillment.
Yeah.
I would say who cares if you like action movies, you'll like this.
If you want to see,
Not even male fulfillment. Like if you just like Arnold and like love
if you just want to see
people getting fucking wrecked.
fucking like just a big motherfucker fucking people up.
Yeah, like this is the movie for anyone who likes that kind of movie.
It's just the dude who wants his daughter back.
That's it.
That's
Simple premise.
No,
it's so good.
No romantic side like subplot. Everything has a purpose. Every scene has a purpose. Yeah.
I gotta go watch Truck Stop Women too now, but
You got to get your. Well, it's funny because we are gonna have. We have a recommendation actually
yes.
we have a movie that was recommended to us that was also made by this person,
Okay.
and it's a movie that I also love, and it's also in a kind of a entirely different realm too. So it'll be very fun to see that as well.
Hell yeah. Well, so that's a 10 out of 10. I mean, like, listen, like, I don't even need to rate it. Like, we just gushed about it for like 40 minutes. So
Listen, it's been a 10 out of 10
it's
since
fucking incredible. Go fucking watch it, please.
Yeah, this has been a 10 out of 10 since I fucking first laid eyes on it as a child. It's just... I kept saying this during the movie. There's no way we can be objective about this. It's a masterpiece.
Now we need to think about, because it's the end of 85, you know what we do. And if you're new here, what we do is that when we get to the end of every year, we have 3 categories. We do like kind of an award show, if you will. It's kind of an award show, a little bit.
It's all encompassing because it's like it's like, you know, we have like an Oscar, but we also have like a
Razzie. Yeah. So we do best of the best, best of the worst, which is a shit movie that we really liked for probably the wrong reasons.
A bad movie that we loved.
Yeah. And then worst of the worst, which is like just unwatchable bullshit garbage. So we start with best of the best, or do you want to start? No, we start with worst of the worst. Sorry, my bad. God, like if you're new here, I'm all over the place. I'm sorry. We start with worst of the worst, and I'm looking, and this is it's gonna be. Oh man, Jesus.
I mean, I know mine.
Why don't you go first, and because I'm still looking.
I was torn between 2 of them for worst of the worst, but I think in terms of
what were the 2? Like
so the 2 that I was
if anyone can guess, like what were you torn between?
The Strangeness,
yes,
and the Galaxy Invader.
Okay.
But I have to give it to the Galaxy Invader for worst of the worst because our man Don Dohler just
okay.
He just finds new ways to suck. And it's impressive when, considering this is the 3rd film we've watched of his that is an alien crashing on Earth. And
yeah, but this one has a twist. Remember?
Did it?
Was this the one where the alien was actually like not
a bad
not
person?
violent? It was the grandpa or whatever.
Yeah, it was. Oh yeah, right. This is the film about alcoholism
with the orb. Yeah, with the fucking. How they're taking. Yeah, okay. You know what? This does earn worst of the worst. Holy shit! That final scene.
Well, that final scene
where
was
they
hilarious
hit the fucking grandpa off the cliff was so fucking bad. We watched it like, I'm not kidding you. We watched it like 6 times,
and we were losing our minds
because the editing is so bad. The sound editing is atrocious. The slow-mo, even the setup is fucking horrible. She doesn't even hit him, and he like launches off this fucking cliff.
They launch a dummy off a cliff.
And they can't even... And this is, again, even the best part was ruined because they had the worst sound editing on the planet. He hits the ground like twice, for no reason, and then they can't even get the continuity right because the cliff is wrong in both fucking scenes.
The scene where it's the actor, it looks like they're just in the woods, and then the fucking dummy shot looks like they filmed it at like a fucking granite quarry or something.
But also, he's not even on a cliff in the scene where they hit him off the cliff. He's nowhere near a cliff.
It's like a 2-foot drop.
Did the fucking grandma just Kamehameha fucking like this guy into like the next galaxy?
He was like, I guess you could say he was the galaxy invader.
Yes.
No, it's just
so bad.
It was just so boring and so lazy.
What I hate is it's very lazy because they get the orb, they lose the orb, they get the orb, they lose the orb, they get that. Literally is all that happens. It's just rinse repeat. They fucking alien, they capture the alien gets free, loses the orb, then the fucking alien comes back, gets the orb, and then loses the orb again. That's literally all that fucking happens.
See, I would be more forgiving of that if there was literally anything on screen to like.
There's nothing interesting. It was just boring and made me. It's like frustrating how bad it is.
Ugly to look at.
Like you could have done so much with that. Like it's
tried. Like just try.
Just it's aliens. They're cool. Like maybe do something with it.
No.
But not just weird orb that fucking shoots random beams out of it.
We did have a very exciting shootout in the woods with the laser gun. It was totally not boring at all.
No, it wasn't boring at all. Yeah, no, Galaxy Invader for sure. Strangeness is a close second, to be honest, because it's fucking awful.
But Strangeness, as shocking as it is, the Strangeness had a little more effort. It
had a vagina monster.
Had more effort.
Yes, because they put more effort into the creature and like the death scenes, basically.
Yeah,
there was a little bit more going on, so that's why I think that the fucking Galaxy Invader earns the fucking spot.
Yeah, it wasn't just Grandpa in the woods.
Now we do best of the worst. This might be where we differ.
I don't know.
I know what mine is, and I'm sorry. It's because I had so much fun watching.
It might be mine.
The end of it. I'm sorry. The Dark Power is like, dude, I can't. I lost my fucking mind at the old man with the whip. It brings me so much joy just thinking about that fucking scene where the old man is taunting this fucking ancient, like,
1,000-year-old
Native American power
demon
with a whip.
Yeah, he was right. This is special.
This is special. Yeah.
You're falling apart.
He's falling apart. You said you were good at this. This is easy. It's a cakewalk.
It's not even taunting him. It's like... It's so casual. It's the most casual fucking taunting I've seen in a fucking life.
It's so good. I fucking love it. Oh my god, I love that end scene. And the Toltec boogie and all that fucking bullshit. Like, it's such a stupid movie. And like how useless the zombies are.
Well, they murder everyone and then they just fucking get annihilated by Grandpa.
With a whip.
It's incredible.
Oh my god. Feel my whip, you son of a bitch.
What a film.
Oh my god, dude.
My best of the worst.
Okay. So like I say that's my best of the worst just because that scene alone just rocketed it in the stratosphere.
Clearly, that scene is like very much living rent free.
It like murders me to think about that fucking scene.
Yeah, this is special.
But okay, sorry. What was yours?
Well, my best of the worst is clearly a national treasure. It's a movie that is very intelligent and not smooth-brained or perverted at all. It's Howling 2.
Dude, I was gonna say Howling 2. Okay, I honestly, like Howling 2, I really enjoyed how stupid that fucking movie is.
Because look, we both have our hot take that we liked that movie more than the first one, and
I know, and it's like,
because here's the thing, Howling 2, you know, can I call it a good movie? Probably not. I mean, Howling 2 is a movie where the end credits shows the main baddie, Sturba, fucking ripping her clothes off and showing her boobs like 20 fucking times.
I know this.
That's the kind of movie Howling 2 is.
I love how metal that movie is too.
Or the fucking part where they fucking kidnap two bozos on the road and they throw them into the fucking truck, and then the dude looks at the camera and is like, schnitzel. And then he licks his lips. Like, what do you say?
Or the fucking eye burster scene.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Where his fucking eyes just like, he hears that sound and just fucking eyes just fucking...
They do some fucking werewolf incantation and our fucking dude's eyeballs explode. Like, okay.
And we get fucking our main dude in the, like, the most 80s, like, themed bar.
Oh,
in the
Christopher Lee?
Christopher Lee and fucking, like, the most dude bro sunglasses on the planet.
For no reason at all.
For no reason. He takes them off almost immediately. But
that
like,
scene has no point other than we get to watch later. We watch like 4 dipshit punks get annihilated by werewolves.
I was also going to say Attack of the Beast Creatures.
I will say.
Was like a contender for best of the worst because holy shit.
It's funny because Attack of the Beast Creatures is like it's like wine for me. You know, when we watched it, I was like, yeah, it's fun, but eh. But man, when we watched like The Strangeness and Galaxy Invader and some other garbage, Attack of the Beast Creatures.
It was just so adorable how they'd throw those red dolls over.
I love how they built these stupid fucking dolls, and I swear they got so much mileage out of it and so much like creativity.
Do you remember that stupid scene where they finally find the fucking like the totems?
The totem doll
that they like worship for no reason, and then just nothing happens after that.
World building. That's all it is. It's just some dude had an idea. That's fine.
So that was a contender, but
my other contender before Howling 2 came along was a fucking bit of goddamn nonsense. Appointment with Fear.
That is such a smooth brain movie.
Which is, that movie makes no fucking sense at all.
So stupid.
And yet it just tickled my baby brain, but Howling 2's got to have it.
Yeah, so my like Howling 2 is very close second to the Dark Power. Just because but I mean the only reason Dark Power gets it is because of that end scene. Like if that wasn't there, Howling 2 all the way.
Something about that whip.
I just love it, dude.
Just gets you.
Dude.
Grandpa and his whip.
Grandpa and his whip and Christopher Lee in sunglasses is like the 2 fucking things that have made my year so far. So like, I'm okay with both of those things existing on this podcast. And I fucking love it. It's great.
Absolutely blessed content.
Now we get to best of the best. This is the favorite movies that we watched from 1985, and this is kind of unfair because holy shit, the last 3 like 85 movies we've watched are like some of our favorite movies to watch.
Yeah.
It's kind of insane.
Especially the last 2.
Like, we got fucking... I mean, okay, so... I'll be honest. Friday the 13th, I love that movie. Mm-hmm. I love... was it part 5?
Part 5 is the one we watched?
I love part 5. That wasn't a contender. I do like it. Don't get me wrong. It's a good movie. 10 out of 10 for me. But, like, these other 2 movies that we watched are far superior.
Yeah, no, these
like fucking Nightmare on Elm Street 2 and Commando, like Part 5 didn't even stand a fucking chance.
No, as enjoyable as
Like-
as enjoyable as it was, it did have like its flaws.
Well, 4 is obviously better.
4 is the
right?
better
So,
movie,
like,
but
4 is way better. But
yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street 2 is just.
I will I'm honest. Like, I think we said it in the episode. I don't know. Dude, it's one of, after watching it again, like, it's one of my, like, it was like a sleeper hit for me. Like,
Nightmare on Elm Street 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, because
I
it's
watched the other ones and I'm like, okay, like, they're really good, but I always forgot about 2, right?
Whereas it's kind of like the black sheep
Yeah.
because it's so different.
Like, I love 3. 3 is my, like, all-time favorite, but, like,
Goated.
3 is so fucking good. But I love 2. I always forget about 2, and I think people should not forget about 2.
Yeah, the other thing with 2 is like, I've probably seen it like 5 times now, maybe. But every time I watch it, it's like, I love it more and more each time I watch it.
Yeah.
There's just something there that I think it only grows in stature.
And I hope it becomes more of like a cult favorite. I really do. Like, I hope it like kind of gains a resurgence. It's
already gained one because there's a lot of people that love it now, but I think it's only gonna get more.
I just hope it enters like a renaissance where it's like, okay, like it's just as good as like the first one.
Like, you should not be skipping this one.
Yeah. Like, definitely don't skip the other ones, but don't skip 2 by any means.
Like, if you're doing a marathon, it's got to be in there.
Yeah. But it's kind of unfair because it goes against Commando, which we've been watching since we were fucking like 11 and 12. So
no, this is
Commando.
I'm sorry, but
it's the GOAT, dude. It's fucking awesome. It's one of my all-time favorite action movies. Period. Like, full stop.
Yeah, same. It's definitely my favorite one-man army movie.
Yeah.
Like, I love the Rambo movies. I adore those movies. But something about Commando, I don't know what I'm not, my brain's not formed enough to fucking explain what it is.
I don't either. Like, I don't really understand. I understand though. Like, I get what you're saying, but I can't explain it either.
There's this movie on like some deep fucking, like on some level in my subconscious that goes back to like when we were fucking amoebas.
It's just like, it tickles all those, like, it just gets me juiced. Like, it's one of those movies because, like, I long for the days of action movies where you'd come out and you were, like, pumped.
Yeah, you just, like...
I get there's, like, merit to people who love the Marvel movies and stuff. I'm not one of those, like, people that, like, gets, like, so hyped about it.
That's what I was going to say. This is my superhero movie.
Yeah.
This is my superhero film.
Listen, I'm not here to shame people who like the Marvel movies. That's not what we're here to do. But I don't get the same excitement as people do from those movies, right? I don't really get that excited about those movies. It's movies like this that I would like come out of and be like, oh my fucking God. Yeah. Like, I just want to fucking like do macho shit and fucking like just, I want to go fucking fire a gun.
I need to go.
I don't even like guns that much, and I'm like, I want to go fire a gun. I want to go.
I want to. Yeah.
I want to go, go to the gym. I want to go lift weights. I want to. Let's go fucking do stuff. I want to go shred. I'm juiced. Let's fucking go. Like, it's that kind of movie where it just gets you like that. It just pumps you up, fills you with adrenaline, and I kind of miss that.
Yeah. No. This is my superhero film.
But even now, like, that's how evergreen it is, right? Even now, I'm still juiced from this movie.
No, even after watching this 100 fucking times, I am still... It turns me into, like, an excited child.
Well, even from the first shot of Arnie carrying that log and the chainsaw, you just are so, like, pumped.
And with that fucking music...
You're like, oh, hell yeah, this is going to be fucking awesome.
Like, the steel drums and the saxophone, like... Holy
I have to commend it, like, everything. And I do miss the days where, I'm sounding like an old curmudgeon. Listen.
Well, go ahead. I agree with you.
Well, I know, but I don't want people to, like, it's fine to enjoy Marvel movies. I'm not saying you can't enjoy those. I'm not going to, like, sit here and say they're To me, they're not the greatest, but like you do you.
If it brings you joy, I'm happy for you.
You know, if any movie brings you joy, go ahead and watch it. Listen, I'll always advocate for people watching movies.
Yeah.
Because I think it's a great art form.
That's what this podcast.
Fucking love it.
That's why we started it.
Yeah.
Because clearly,
we wanted to highlight stuff that people haven't seen.
We love films. We love film as an art so much that we can watch the stupidest shit on the planet, like Howling 2, and I will still see merit.
Yeah, there's still stuff to appreciate in
Yeah.
even the shit.
Even like The Dark Power looks like a student film sometimes.
It really does. But
But
it was so damn entertaining though.
There's still like craft that we appreciate. There's things
They got me hyped about a fucking old sheriff with a goddamn whip. Like that's hard to do.
A sacred whip from his old Native
That's
American
hard
friend.
to do.
Yeah.
I did not think that was like a hype for me, but apparently it is.
Yeah, no one expected that.
Yeah,
And
I
then they
didn't
gave
expect
to us.
it, certainly. But again, that's why we highlight. So I will never talk shit about what what movies people like, because I like a lot of movies on this podcast, and a lot of people think the movies on this podcast are complete shit.
They'll be like, "What the fuck?
Yeah.
An old man with a whip."
So, but what I was like trying to say is like I miss the days where it was like, you know, you would highlight the stunt actors more than you would highlight the visual effects, right?
Well, especially this because
Like visual effects still had a place because they had like animatronics and squibs, and they did all the effects on the actors and shit.
well, those are like physical effects.
Physical effects and stuff like that. And like there is like stuff to be said about like, you know, the 80s and like visual effects and stuff like that. They were still kind of pioneering that. But I do miss like the full
Practical.
I still miss like the full fucking spread of all the stunt actors on all these action movies. It was fucking like a mile long.
Well, it's just there's like a tangible, I don't know, like feeling to this,
Yeah.
because it's like you're watching this and it's like in widescreen, and you just see like explosions and like squibs and people falling off roofs and like dangerous stunts, and there's just a certain
Well, again, at the risk of sounding like a curmudgeon, I kind of miss practical, like, actual effects. Some special effects can look really fucking good.
well, especially
Like,
for like
I won't knock, like, you know, Jurassic Park, like, pioneered that shit.
things
They're
that you
fucking
can't.
awesome. Yeah, like I understand.
we don't have dinosaurs
Like sci-fi and shit, like
Star Wars, like the old Star Wars movies.
it's way better to watch like sci-fi with like good special
Yeah.
effects, like because they're doing like pew-pews and shit like that.
Yeah.
Because practical doesn't make sense for that like unrealistic shit, but
Yeah.
for realistic shit, I miss like practical effects.
Yeah, especially like something like this where it's not a sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
It's just a modern day
Well, I mean,
action movie.
there's some movies today that like CGI in like guns and shit and blood and like
It always
it's like it looks fake and just kind of takes me out of the movie.
it always takes me out. I don't know what, but there's something about CGI blood and CGI fire. It always immediately looks fake.
Well, you can tell like right away.
Yeah.
And that's my problem. Like, again, at the risk of sounding like a curmudgeon, I just miss old school, like, blowing shit up
For real.
and having, like, fake blood squibs, like actually on the actor's body.
Because there's also, like, you have to time that.
Yes.
Like, you have to time when all of this artistry goes off.
Yeah, it was a lot more involved. But anyway, we're going on a rant. But anyway, like, Commando's fucking amazing.
Yes.
Best of the best. It very much deserves it. I'm surprised it's even on this podcast, if I'm being honest, but I'm glad it is because we get to talk about it.
Because, yes,
So,
we get to talk about one of our favorite films of all
if
time.
you haven't watched it, go watch Howling 2.
Yes.
Please go watch Dark Power as well. Because if you
I
want
believe
to
it was
know
on YouTube, yeah.
if you want to know what we're talking about, go watch those two movies because they're dumb, but they are incredible.
If you want to have fun.
Howling 2 has some of the most gratuitous booby shots I've ever seen in my entire life because the ending is insane.
The ending is so childish. I love it.
I don't understand why they did that still because it's just that was a choice.
You know why they did that?
Yeah, but like I just
Because boobs.
It's such a weirdly horny movie. I don't get it.
They couldn't help themselves.
They
man.
couldn't help it. Like, I don't get why they were so horny when they were making that movie.
They couldn't fucking help it.
God damn. Was it made by a bunch of fucking, like, hormonal teenagers? Jesus Christ.
You would think. It seems like a movie teenagers would make.
It's like, god damn, dude. But they are incredible just to watch and like witness like
Yeah.
just
insanity.
absolute obscure like fucking pure insanity on screen. Yeah, so I mean that was 1985. We're going on 1986 now.
Mm-hmm.
We will continue with recommendations every 5th episode.
Yep.
So stay tuned for that. Keep bringing in your recommendations on what you want us to watch, and we'll get to it.
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah. So, anything else you want to say about Commando or the year?
Nah, I think we said everything that needs to be said.
Yep. Thanks.
now.
Thanks, 1985. You've been real. Let's go torture ourselves with some movies from the 86.
Yep. Start at the bottom, baby.
Started from the bottom, working our way up that ladder. God damn it.
Worked our way up, and now we go back to the bottom.
Oh, fuck. Okay. All right, here we go. For They Mostly Come Out at Night, this has been Will.
This has been Alex.
And we will talk to you all later.
Bye.
Bye.
Man, I need to get another pump in.
Yeah,
I really need to get my sets in, man.
Fuck, dude. Feel my whip, you son of a bitch.